So today we'll be taking a look at two superstars that are teasing a previously canceled storyline and the latest big theories surrounding The Fiend and Bray Wyatt. Let's start things off with these canceled storylines that seem to be making a comeback. We talked about it a few months ago when reports first claimed that it was canceled. But let's recap again, since it appears that WWE could be heading back in that direction with this storyline. This new storyline in question is a recreation of a WWE storyline from the early 2000s. In this storyline, Trish Stratus was the well-established veteran and massive star in WWE. Mickie James was a newcomer to WWE, but really looked up to Trish Stratus, and Trish was her inspiration. It started off normal. Mickie James was just starstruck and was having so much fun. But over time, things started to get really scary and insane. Mickie went from being a regular fan of Trish Stratus to this obsessed stalker fan that wanted to take Trish out and take her spot. It was definitely creative at the time. It was something we never really saw done before in WWE, and it turned out to be one of the most controversial yet very popular storylines during that period. Well, fast forward over a decade later, and reports came out that WWE wanted to recreate the storyline, but flip the roles. Mickie James is no longer the rookie in WWE. She's the 20-year veteran now. So the new women in WWE will be starstruck to be with Mickie, the same way that she once was with Trish. Mickie has stepped into that veteran role, so who will play the obsessed fan? It is rumored to be Chelsea Green. Anyone that has followed Chelsea Green's career know that she's a very gifted actress herself and knows how to really nail the portrayal of crazy characters. Chelsea Green really put herself on the wrestling map with a hot mess character over on Impact Wrestling. She was left at the altar during a wedding and shifted her whole character and personality, and the persona was a big hit. So having Chelsea Green play that obsessed fan would be perfect, because we already know that she is more than capable of that sort of character and persona. Even though it is literally a copy and pasted old storyline, it's still a good idea because of the full circle moment and karma it would be for Mickie James's character. Mickie James will now have to experience what she put Trish Stratus through all those years ago. Perfect karma for her and a full circle moment, since she herself is now the veteran role being looked up to by the rest of the women's locker room. So the backstory and everything there is perfect. It's WWE's booking that's going to be the deciding factor here, if the storyline would be a hit sequel or feel like a cheap knockoff of the original. The fate of how the storyline is received by fans is in WWE's hands. Now, originally, that whole storyline with Mickie James and Chelsea Green was canceled for unknown reasons. But if you take a look at Chelsea and Mickie's Twitter accounts this week, then you will notice that they have begun planting the early seeds for this exact canceled storyline. Chelsea Green and Mickie James have been going back and forth non-stop on Twitter over the last few days, with Chelsea just giving off a lot of obsessed vibes. Chelsea posted a screenshot of several messages that she texted to Mickie that got no reply. Mickie responded and said that she has a 6-year-old. She can't really look at 3 a.m. Chelsea then busted Mickie and knew that she was texting Trish Stratus at 3 a.m., which turned out to be true. Mickie tweeted back at Chelsea asking how she knew that, and also tagged Trish and said that she wanted to talk to her. Chelsea then started to copy a few things that Mickie was tweeting about. She wanted to talk with Mickie on the phone, hang out with Mickie, work out with Mickie, and was posting all these photoshopped images of them being together. Really creepy stuff. But everything Mickie and Chelsea is doing right now fits the exact description of that canceled storyline that was going to involve the both of them. There has to be a reason why they're doing this, and teasing this story on Twitter. It's probably a sign that the storyline could be coming to Raw or SmackDown real soon. Mickie is still signed with WWE, but has been at home since they have nothing to do with her. Chelsea has also been cleared to compete after suffering an arm injury a few months ago. So the scenario is perfect. It'll get Mickie back on TV and will help Chelsea return to TV as well. Everything seems so perfect for the storyline right now, even with a few tweets. Chelsea and Mickie have been giving us better storytelling than we usually see on WWE television. Loving the interactions between them right now to tease and build up that story. Even love that Mickie is tweeting at Trish. And it sounds like Mickie is going to ask Trish about how to deal with obsessed individuals, since Trish knows a lot about that. So that's great that we've already seen a tease for Trish Stratus to get involved in the new storyline as well. Like we mentioned before, they can't be doing all these tweets for no reason. The storyline has to be coming to television soon, and WWE will likely use these tweets as backstory for why we're seeing Mickie and Chelsea. So the story that they're planting right now is perfect. Now we'll have to see what happens when the WWE creative team gets their hands on it. Are they going to give it proper attention and build the storyline up to be as big as Trish and Mickie? Or are they going to play it no mind and just wing it week to week? But for the time being, it's exciting, and we'll see where those tweets could possibly lead to down the road. There's one bizarre Bray Wyatt theory going on right now that's a bit out there, but thought it would still be fun to talk about, and that's, what if the Fiend isn't being played by Bray Wyatt? The reason why this theory is even an actual idea is because of the Fiend's new attire. With the Fiend's old attire, it was basically just the mask and Bray Wyatt's body. We saw his tattoos and everything like that when he was playing the Fiend. But the new version of the Fiend has a massive full body suit on. You can't even see his arms or his tattoos like you once did before. Everything is completely covered. The only thing we see right now is basically his eyes and hair. This caused fans to question if that was even Bray Wyatt under the mask. Some fans even suggested that it could be Bray Wyatt's brother, Bo Dallas, under the mask. Now, that theory is a bit out there too, but I think the fans could be onto something there. WWE should definitely use the Fiend's new attire to their advantage and put someone else under the mask, so that Bray Wyatt could play another role and really play mind games with his opponents. It wasn't really possible with the old Fiend's attire, but with his new bodysuit, you could probably hide someone under that mask. Another reason why this theory is in play is because we still don't know about Bray Wyatt's actual whereabouts. Sure, the Fiend has returned in a new way, but like we mentioned before, where's Bray Wyatt? He's still technically missing. We still haven't seen that side of him since the burning at TLC. So there's definitely something in play there. Bray always warns his opponents that him and the Fiend are two different people. So what better way to confirm that than to have us see Bray and the Fiend on screen at the same time? It feels like a moment that would be a big viral moment for WWE. But is that something you would like to see? Should WWE sneak someone else under the mask to create this insane moment with the Fiend and Bray Wyatt? Let us know what your thoughts are on today's stories. Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.